roses, roses everywhere, as far as you could see. In the garden of Riḍván in 1860.
Ridvan, omedetou gozaimasu!
Kept a vigil through the night. Watched
आप सबको हमारी तरफ से रिज़वान मुबारक।
Happy Riḍván, everyone!
Happy Riḍván! Riḍván Pamundo Tomak!
Happy Ridvan, everyone.
Soul of Riḍván by Tahotu.
Today we are going to share with you the history of Ridvan.
When Loron namin si Fahay ito ibotsira kung ang istorya Loron Riḍván niya.
So in 1844, the Bab foretold the coming of a great messenger of God, the one promised in all religions.
Ihatinan atus ida ihu walu hat nulu resin hat. Bab deklara by Mahotu lebe makpredika ona mensaje di maromak niya.
So Baha'u'llah, who was also a follower of the Bab, spent many years of being in prison, suffering, and exiles.
Baha'u'llah mos tuir bab no neteru siya prisão tinambarak no hetan mos reporta bafatin barak.
This is because the great teachings and the love and respect people had for the Bab in Baha'u'llah threatened the religious and political leaders.
Idaneta masir ne hanoring no domin no respeto si ema basira na rua ne ko ameaça bot ba liderança religião sira no politika sira.
So in 1863, when Baha'u'llah was forced to leave the city of Baghdad and take a 3-month journey to Constantinople, there were so many people, including his family, who were very, very sad.
Ihatinan ihulida atuswayo ne nulu resintolu Baha'u'llah heta na mesaun si liderança sira atuhisu que la rai Baghdad ba Constantinople nebe magviazen durante fulantolon larang. Ihaneba emabarak no familia sira tristi teteves.
And they held a farewell event in a beautiful garden where Baha'u'llah spent a lot of time with many visitors for 12 days.
Antang sir halo evento bot ida iha jardin nebe magbudita teves. Ihaneba Baha'u'llah hetan visitante barak durante loron sanu resin luan nila.
And these 12 days are now known as the Festival of Ridvan.
Loron sambil resin duane itamos atene katagне mak Loron Festival Riḍván niya.
In these 12 days, Baha'u'llah publicly declared his mission as a manifestation of God.
Iha Loron sambil resin duane Baha'u'llah deklara iha publiko katagне mak manifestação maromak niya.
It was the birth of the Baha'i faith.
Itanemos Loron Moris ke Baha'i niya.
These one, together with the declaration of the Bab, are designated by Baha'u'llah as the two most great festivals.
Riḍván mo deklarasaun bab niyan Baha'u'llah ili hanesan Loron Festival bol ida teves niya.
Thank you for listening, everyone, and we wish you a very happy Ridvan.
Obrigado baro ito po si Marona i Soul of Riḍván.
Baha'i, siralia mundo normal.
My God, oh God, my God, bestow upon me a pure heart, by God to my ear. Do not give up. Do not give up. Do not give up. When times are hard, do not give up. Happy heart, do not give up. Pray and obey. Let me sing. Let me hear you sing. Do not give up. Do not give up. Do not give up. When times are hard, do not give up. Happy heart, do not give up. Pray and obey. Let me hear you sing. Let me hear you sing. Do not give up. Do not give up. Do not give up. Happy
Lorong Ema Baha'i celebra Lorong Festival Ridván.
Iha fating ida besi bagda. No iha naba iha jadi furak ida. Nebe na kono ho aifunan rosa. No rosa mak aifuna favorito ba Bahaula. Iha lorong 22 de Abril 1863. Bahaula husikala fating ne no tama ba jardim ne.
Bahaula hakara atules tiha viu nebe subarninha estação usi ema siranya mata no hakara claro declara kata nia ida nebe hori ulu promete manis.
Bahaula hela iha jardim ne nebe agora itatene hanesan jardim Ridvania balorong sanulu resingua declaração do sininha missão fanon moris fon ida iha ninya maluk siranya klama
Bahaula rasik atete ona kata ia lorong nek dia saun hotu tama batasi ka saunnya
Tuir mai maka testu balong husi karta ida fosai husi Bahaula baihira ita le ida ne lori mai ita nia hanoi Bahaula nia declara iha jardim Ridván no husi nia lefuan sira nakonu ita nia larang no solo.
o caneta nebe asli hotu lorong primavera divino to ona tamba festival husilaran sadia hotu basic atuman hader ang no habot iha kresaun hotu nyang mata maromat nyanarang no celebra ninya hahi iha dala ida nebe kreatura hotu bela horis no saifo filafal Kualia no keta nono.
Lorong na bilang hagsolok niyan
Lakang iha horizonte leteng husi amin nyenara. Hak solok tambarino husi maromak nyenara ne evita ona ho ornamento husi on nyenai nyenara. Criador lalehang nyenara. Hamri iha nasang mulu sirenya oin no ha força onya ang kombino. Husi nara supremo idana. No lasai hanesan sirene be laran roa.
Idane maklorong nebe italabele hare buat ida sok manek husi naromak nebe esclarece husi maromak nya oin larang murak larang ruak lihotu tebes duni ami halo ona klamar ida atu mohu tiha ho maneira husi ami nya soberania nebe irresistível no hakua hotu depois ami bolo criação fon ida ba existência. Hanesan fisha ida husi aminya graça ba ema sira hauma tebes duni laran luak lihotu antigo lio.
Hi friends, wishing all of you happy Ridvan. Take care, stay safe.
Oke.
Solo Krishna Baito.
Wishing everybody a happy Ridvan. Take care.
Hai, solo Ridvan Baito tu.
Hai, Belushira, solo Krishna Baito.
Serius banget gitu.
Belum Ravensi, Hak Solo Ridvan. Kada kita ema Baha'i sira celebra lorong Solo, sanulo resin rua husi Ridvan niang. Bye-bye, ita iha sorong mutu, kurak balorong sia husi lorong Ridvan niang. No, ita convida itanya belong sira hotu, may be, batina idane tambah pandemia COVID sanulo resin sia, ita sabele halibur malu li husi online dia.
Bahaula declara niña mensagem iha jardim furak ida hanara jardim Israel niam. Ida ne ho significa paraíso. Jardim ida ne na pun ho aifunan rosas nebe mori na manufui niña liang nebe na konu iha ilha ida ne. Iha jardim ida ne Fiernai sira nebe hamutu ko bahaula sasi mba manufui mundu musi mundu nebe nya fe fo dia fulang abril tina reunida atu selalu nenulu resentolo
they kept the video through the night. Watchful then the nightingales who sang from dusk to dawn. And now for the roses, the raisins they hold and blow. Roses, roses everywhere, as far as you could see. In the garden of Riḍván in 1863. In the garden of Riḍván in 1863.
Our dear friends, happy Riḍván to each and every one of you. Each year Baha'i celebrate 12 joyous days of Riḍván all over the world. And also we celebrated the Riḍván all together at Baha'i Center in Europe. But this year we are unable to celebrate because of the COVID-19 pandemic. So we are only coming together online. So happy 90th of Riḍván to each and every one of you. As friends, you all know, Baha'u'llah declared his message in a beautiful garden called the Garden of Riḍván, which means paradise. This garden was filled with beautiful roses that were scented with lovely fragrance, and nightingale song that had filled the island garden. In this garden, the believers who were with Baha'u'llah witnessed the birth of the world's newest independent faith in April 1863. Friends, we wish you all health, happiness and joy. And we have chosen a song to sing for you in the honor of 9th day of Riḍván celebration. Thank you, friends.
Power in the name of Baha'u'llah, the greatest name, the greatest name, the greatest name. There is power in the name of Baha'u'llah, the greatest name, the greatest name, the greatest name. There is power in the name of Baha'u'llah, the greatest name, the greatest name, the greatest name. There is power in the name of Baha'u'llah, the greatest name, the greatest name, the greatest name. There is healing in the name of Baha'u'llah, the greatest name, the greatest name, the greatest name. There is healing in the name of Baha'u'llah, the greatest name, the greatest name, the greatest name. Allahu Akbar,
Allahu Akbar,
Allahu Akbar,
Allahu Akbar,
Allahu Akbar. The greatest name, the greatest name, the greatest name. We lift our voices in the name of Baha'u'llah, the greatest name, the greatest name, the greatest name. We'll lift our voices in the name of Baha'u'llah, the greatest name, the greatest name, the greatest name. Allahu Akbar,
Allahu Akbar,
Allahu Akbar,
Allahu Akbar.
Allahu Akbar.
Garden of Riḍván. The story of the festival of Riḍván for young children. Written by Alhan Rahimi. Illustrations by Alina Onipchenko. Once upon a time, a nightingale lived in a beautiful garden that had many lovely trees and colorful flowers.
He loved to fly from tree to tree, singing in his charming voice, I live in this garden, Riḍván is its name. I wish that the people would know of its fame. One day, this nightingale felt that something was different. He started to sing in a loud voice, flying around in excitement. His friends joined in, singing and flying with him. The nightingale was right. There was a special guest arriving at the garden. I live in this garden, Riḍván is its name. I wish that the people would know of its fame. This guest was Baha'u'llah. He was traveling from a city named Baghdad to another faraway city called Constantinople. He stopped in this garden that was just outside of Baghdad so that the people who loved him would have a chance to say goodbye. He stayed there in a tent for 12 days. Baha'u'llah experienced so much joy in this place. He walked between the flowers and trees as the nightingale sang overhead. Our nightingale was with them too. I live in this garden, Riḍván is its name. I wish that the people would know of its fame. Every day before sunrise, the gardeners picked roses from the 4 avenues of the garden. Then those gardeners piled the roses on the floor of Baha'u'llah's tent. The pile grew so high that the friends who came to visit him and have their morning tea weren't able to see each other across it. Baha'u'llah would give these roses with his own hands to his friends before they left, so they could give it to those of his friends who weren't able to visit. Some nights, as his friends were sleeping, Baha'u'llah would walk back and forth on the pathways of the garden. The nightingale sang so loudly that hearing Baha'u'llah's voice was difficult. It was during those days that Baha'u'llah told the people around him that he was a manifestation of God. That meant he had a special message from God. On the 9th day, his family joined him in the garden of Riḍván. Tents were raised for them too. On the 12th day, Baha'u'llah and his family left the garden. He rode a horse and began his long journey. Even though our nightingale was sad like everyone else that Baha'u'llah had left, but was also happy that many people have come to know him, the nightingale continued to sing. I live in this garden, Riḍván is its name. I'm happy that people now know of its fame. Those 12 days are now celebrated by millions of people around the world as the festival of Riḍván.